What's going on, people? Football Fan TV here, and Tony very rattled, disappointed, and Patrick as well is disappointed. But the champion elect is not disappointed. Patrick, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good.
You're sure you're
We
doing
still
good?
have hopes. Yeah, as Arsenal fans,
What hopes?
anything can happen. We can still win this.
What hopes? Yo, like the other thing I shared in the group before the pod, that Man City would draw 2-2 with Chelsea, then Brentford would beat them 3-2, and then Brighton would beat them 2-1. So then
It's
all of
possible.
a sudden Arsenal have 87 points, then Man City will have 86. Yeah.
It's very possible. It's very, very possible. Anything can happen. We live in a country
Now
where
Benji has
anything is possible.
frozen. Anything is possible. Benji has frozen and even run away because of our assumption. But anyway, as Benji comes back, Patrick, Arsenal 0, Brighton 3. That's the second L we've taken this season at the Emirates. Thoughts on the game? What do you think about the game?
First of all, I think Brighton were a better team. They were a better team from kickoff until the end. They dominated the game.
Mm.
They knew how to just push Arsenal hard and beat that Arsenal press wherever they were passing the ball from the goalkeeper. So that game was lost in the midfield because the way Brighton moved the ball, the key players in that movement of the ball for Brighton are actually the goalkeeper. And then there is Pascal Gross. Their movement off the ball is quite amazing. So I think Arsenal lost that game because Brighton were a better team, not because Arsenal was good. No, Arsenal was poor. Throughout the game, they were poor. They had chances, and Arsenal's biggest challenge this season has been finishing off those chances. We don't have clinical strikers. Gabriel Jesus, one of the reasons actually why Pep Guardiola sold him was because he wasn't finishing off those chances. And you look at Haaland. Haaland doesn't need much with the ball. He simply just needs just the space and the ball to put it into the back of the net. Against Everton today, prior to his goal, the guy only had 3 touches on the ball, but he ended up scoring a goal. Now, that is the turnover that you need for a striker. Gabriel Jesus, absolutely good work rate. He's a very, very good player. But when it comes to scoring those goals, you can't rely on the guy. You can't. So I think Brighton were really, really good. They were extremely good. They faced it difficult against Everton in the previous game because Everton are a low block team. They simply sit back and wait for you to come to them and hit you on the counter attack. Now, Arsenal do not play like that. Arsenal are a team that want to play from the front foot. So I think Brighton were quite good, and it was impressive just to watch. As an Arsenal fan, if you get angry at this result, and then you really have problems because this is a game you learn from. You really, really learn from. You look at how Brighton dominated the game in every field. They were dominant. The introduction of Danny Welbeck was absolutely spot on. He came and he ran things across the pitch. And you could see that they brought in a different dynamic to their game when Danny Welbeck came on. So I think Roberto De Zerbi is quite a good tactician. I'm very sure Chelsea would have gone back if he wasn't the head teacher. I mean, the head coach for Brighton. But the fact that he's the head coach for Brighton, uh, Todd Bowley might be thinking, no, we don't want to repeat the same mistake. But I think Brighton deserved the game. They deserve the points. They actually deserve to win by more than 3 goals. Arsenal were just poor, very poor.
Benji, you're back here. I think you are still learning how to put the straw in your bottle, but and also your wife was playing games with you. But you're back on the pod. How are you first before we go to your thoughts?
My thoughts. Well, guys, please hit the like button, subscribe, and if you know how to use one of these damn bottles, please comment in the comment section and teach me because I'm struggling over here with this straw. But aside from that, I'd just like to kick off with a quick um, with a quick song, one of my favorite songs. We are the champions, my friends. So yeah, that's a hit song from Queen. And after tonight, obviously, Man City, we can celebrate that the Premier League is done and focus on Madrid on Wednesday. I think I agree with I agree with Patrick. You know, Arsenal doesn't really know how to handle teams that outpossess them, and we saw that against City, we saw that against today against Brighton. So as long as you know how to keep the ball and you play with your keeper, then Arsenal will give you the space to create chances and cut right through them. So a brilliant performance by Brighton. Dezabi promised that after the Everton loss he would come back, and wow, it was just amazing watching with my dad, who's an Arsenal fan, and yeah, it's one of those days when you're like, bro, it's a hard lesson in football. But at the same time, let's not forget what Arsenal has done this season. Matching up the points tally that City had at this point of the season last year, and definitely when the season began, no one was talking about Arsenal. So for me, I feel like when we talk about the top three coaches in the Premier League this season, we have to talk about Eddie Howe, we have to talk about Marco Silva for Fulham, and Mikel Arteta comes in because we didn't really see what you guys have been able to do this season. So yeah, massive lesson, and bye bye bitches, we're back.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Whoa! I thought I would hear that from a Man U fan, but it's coming in from the noisy, traditional noisy neighbors now, eh?
I mean, bro, it's a three-peat. It's three in a row, bro. 3 Premier League titles in a row. Like, come on. I have every right to be excited. I mean, there's this song by 50 Cent. I know you guys know it. Pimp. Where it's like, I don't know what you heard about me, but nigga can't take $1 out of me because I'm a motherfucking PI. That's what happens with Man City towards the end of the season. You can't take no points from these guys. Yeah? 11 wins in a row. We're chasing our own record of 14 wins in a row. And that's what's going to happen. The next 3 games, walkover. Chelsea, done. Brighton, done. Like, we need 2 points, but we're going to get 9 just to remind you guys who we are, man. Like, I'm
We
super
are
pumped.
clipping this. Eh?
Yeah.
We are clipping this.
It's embarrassing for Man City fans to really be celebrating this Premier League title, first of all, because, man, you guys have won it 4 times in the last 5 years. There's nothing exciting about it anymore. It's like
exciting.
something usual.
The manner in which
it's not exciting. You knew you were gonna win it. The moment the Premier League
I didn't know that.
And,
when you were 11,
and
when you were 11
Liverpool,
points ahead of that, when you guys were 11 points.
When you had 3 games in hand, for crying out loud, when we're 11 points, 3 games in hand, and it doesn't change anything. So I don't see why you're excited about the Premier League title that you are destined to win. It talks about how small of a club this Manchester City club is.
Bro.
No.
Bro, we earned the trophy.
No. Look, Candino, look. I get the point that Manchester City worked hard, right? Like, you worked hard, probably you deserve to win the Premier League title. But look at the dynamics surrounding this Premier League season, yeah? This Manchester City side is a very experienced team that has won the Premier League 4 times in the last 5 years. This is going to be the 5th time in the last 6 years. This is a team that knows how to do it. You get? This is a team that has been at that level for 5-6 years. Yeah. Now, you're coming face to face with an Arsenal side that failed to qualify for the Champions League last season, that has probably the youngest Premier League side, the youngest Premier League team in the league. They have a very thin squad. Yeah, they have a very thin squad. They have tried so much to keep this Premier League title alive. Of course, the part of experience is what matters the most. The squad depth is what matters the most. And I think that is where you won the league. You won the league based on one experience. You have been there. You know how to do it. You know when you can actually turn things around. You know when you can take advantage of the opposition's crumbling. And then you have a manager that knows exactly how to win it. Now you're coming face to face with a club that has totally not won the Premier League in the last more than 20 years, actually. I think it's actually 20 years right now.
None of that is our fault. None of that is our fault.
Yeah, I get it.
It is what it is, yo.
None of that
It
is
is
your
what
point.
it is.
But
Yeah.
this is the point. The point is, come on, man. Don't get
When we
excited.
when,
It's
yo,
normal.
when
It's
when we won the league with Aguero, Man U had that same, they had the same dynamic. They had the most experienced coach, the guy that has won the most Premier Leagues, yeah. And
But you look at the
and
progress when you won it under Aguero. At the time, I think Sheikh Mansour had just taken over Manchester City 2 years prior to that league
yeah,
title, and the
3 years.
rebuilding took 2-3 years for the system to start
Yeah.
working. By the time Roberto Mancini finally clicked the team that could clinch the Premier League title, you could see the shift in power from Manchester United to Manchester City. Now,
How long has Arteta been at Arsenal? How long has Arteta been at Arsenal?
He has been at Arsenal for 3 years. Okay, he's been at Arsenal for 3 years.
This is his
And
third
And
season.
honestly,
from the beginning of the season, you could see that Arsenal wasn't playing, right?
yeah, of course, they weren't playing. The target. This is what the target is. The target
everyone. You beat
secure
everyone.
Champions League
apart from
football.
Man City. You are able to beat
secure
every other
Champions
team.
League football. You see, the point I'm trying to make is, every club going into the season sets targets. I was reading,
Yeah.
I think, a journal on Manchester City. That target this season is the Champions League. And there are flyers, there are stickers that have been put across Etihad, reminding everyone that this is the target for the club this season. It is the Champions League. Now, for Arsenal this season, looking at how they missed out on Champions League last season, you most definitely know that the target this season is to qualify for the Champions League. Now, you are in the running to qualify for the Champions League. You start the season strongly, and then all of a sudden, you look at the teams behind you and you're top of the league, and then teams are quite behind you.
And you could have recruited better to strengthen your squad and keep going for the title. Same thing with Europa League. You could have kept both the Europa League alive and the Premier League going. You sacrificed the Europa League to focus on the Premier League, and you still failed to get the Premier League. So for me, there's nothing like it's forget the experience and everything. Yeah, Arteta won titles with Man City under Pep, so he has a bit of knowledge about winning, and the team also has a blend of experience.
Benji, let me stop you there. Arteta has been in that environment, yes, but he has come to Arsenal. He doesn't have the equipment or the personnel that Guardiola has, and it comes to maybe, yes, Arsenal had the chance to go in all and win the trophy. This was the chance they had after that Leicester season, and Leicester won the trophy as well. But now you see, the thing is, like how Roy Keane has come in, is like Arsenal has had a good season, but they have come short at the end. You see, Gundogan has not been on fire earlier on in the season, but Man City has needed him, just like how that time when he scored those 2 goals against Aston Villa and won the trophy on the last day against Aston Villa when they were going head to head with Liverpool. So I think there's a lot of difference in the manpower, the experience, and also the fact that Man City has been done. Arsenal really.
Tony, I will disagree with you.
I'm not arguing about
Tony,
that. The argument here,
Let me
Patrick says I shouldn't be excited about this trophy. I cannot not be excited about winning 11 matches in a row. That doesn't happen. Like, am I supposed to just be like, I knew it was going to happen? I knew I'd beat Liverpool for.
Haven't you done it before? You've done it before. You've won 14,
I've done it before,
14 matches consecutively before. So
Benji, listen. If you have ever done it before, have you won it like Arsenal, who has won it 13 times? Have you won it like United, who has won it 20 times? Or like Liverpool? Never. They also want numbers. They all need numbers. Any small thing you have to be excited about. Stop using these excuses over here. This is small, this is big. No. Now, Tony, let me come back to you. You're going to say something about Arteta. Arteta not being ready. No, I think Arteta is ready. Arteta has been in Arsenal long enough to know the players.
I did not say he's not ready. I did not say he's not ready.
Listen. When you're talking, I was listening. So listen to me.
Okay, go on.
You say that, yes, Arteta is experienced enough and he trusted his players. It's about the squad depth. It is none of our business. It's Arsenal's business. You cannot blame it on you guys bottling it because of the players. The players were good. Actually, the players were much better than United. United has a squad depth, but they're not performing like Arsenal. So you have to give credit where it's due. The guy did well, just that he was arrogant and made some mistakes. Stop saying that he's not good enough. Like, no.
I did not
he
say
did
that.
well.
You just misquoted me. That's the point.
I heard what you said, bro.
Benji said, Arteta has been in the environment of City with Pep. Yes, he has been there, but he has come to Arsenal. He doesn't have the same personnel as Guardiola has or as City has. That's what I said. I am not blaming Arteta. He has done a good job. Yes,
that's what I'm trying to say. You can't use that as an excuse when you are ready. When you're ready to leave your father's home, you can't start saying, "I have left, but I want my father still." You can't be doing that. You can't. Your father already made you the
I did not say. I
Don't
was
use your
not
father as
blaming
an
anything.
excuse for
I was not blaming
everything
Arteta.
that you're
I was
doing in
saying, bro, I was saying Man City has won it because they have had the experience, they have had the depth, and they have been there. That's it. That's what I said.
And I agree with you, but I kept telling you that's not our fault. You understand? Like,
yes, which is okay.
At the end of the day, Madrid, you know, like when they won the 3 in the Champions League, in a row, we couldn't just say that, oh, they did it last year, they're going to do it again this year. We couldn't, right? They went through hardship to get those 3. Same thing with this title. I mean, at some point, I actually told my Arsenal friends, you guys have deserved this league. And I was sincere about that. Because the way you had played, the standard you had set, you deserve to win it. But it's inexcusable to come and say that I shouldn't be excited because I should have expected it to happen. I don't expect anything in sports. This is sports. Hamilton was having like the most dominant performances of his life. And then the next season came in and Verstappen took over. Until now, Verstappen is still kicking ass. And then you come into conversations about the car being different and all that. Same thing with basketball. That's the excitement about sports. One day, I will also be down, probably on Wednesday after Madrid somehow beats us. And I will accept. I will not say, oh, because Madrid is, Madrid of Champions League, it's my